Hi everyone, welcome back to the River Styx. So let's see what's going on today. So hospitality, abundance, currents, and conflict, counsel, injustice. So I don't really feel any conflict though. Maybe you have gone through conflict. Maybe conflict is something that you've really kind of went over. You're done with it. You've been through it. You've made it to the other side and everything like that. And now that you have, I'm hearing the battle is won. Now that the battle is won, maybe the battle is won. That's funny. Because that it's just reminding me of something that came to me earlier today. Is the battle, the biggest battle in life is the battle that's within yourself. So if you're battling yourself, you're battling the one, because you are the one, you are the self. And so if you have made it through that battle of yourself, then you won, I guess. You're no longer fighting yourself. You're no longer fighting, your intuition. You're no longer fighting in having these arguments within your inner dialogue in your head. You're kind of making amends. I don't know. I'm seeing two forces hugging. So it's like you and a white flag waving. So it's almost like you surrendered to yourself in a way. And it's a beautiful way, and with doing that and having that peace within you, abundance does come. That hospitality does come because you're being compassionate to yourself. You're giving yourself that compassion that you've been needing, and a lot of times people look on the outside of themselves for compassion. They try to find it within instant gratification with others. They try to find it in love situations. Even children sometimes do it when they want that attention from their parents. And it's that feeling of feeling enough. And, you're no longer having that battle within you of feeling enough. It's like you've come to terms that you are enough, and that you don't need that self-gratification, and that, what you do is good. You are good enough. You are strong enough. You have that courage. You have that strength, and you have that inner wisdom, and now you see it. So, like, you're not fighting yourself anymore. And it allows your body to get out of, like, this stress environment chemically within itself. And, it helps regulate your emotions and your self-awareness even. And it does like this whole reset chemically, seriously, on your body. And it almost like it detoxes itself. So physically, you are healing from the stress of that battle within, which it is internal. It's like the overthinking, the thinking you're not good enough. Things like that really have a huge effect on your physical body. Mental, and that's why a lot of people too are always, talking about, mindfulness and, having a healthy mindset, because if you have that healthy, thought process, or the healthy mindset, or, that good internal dialogue that's positive and, self-empowering, then your physical body responds to that. And it also becomes healthier. You become, more motivated. You become more self-sustaining in a way, where, like, you feel like you can do things that you didn't think you can do before. And it's like you're clearing that mental fog, which is then clearing that bodily fog. And you're able to get up off the couch and do those things. You know, you've thought about them and now you're doing them. Now you can do them. And you're not fighting with yourself about doing it. You're actually doing it. And the universe will see that you know that you've went through this battle and you've won, and now your body is, you know, regenerating and, you know, replenishing itself, and the universe is going to bring that abundance to you as well. So your external environment will also replenish and become healthy and hospitable. So as spring is approaching and you're doing that spring cleaning on, you know, not only the mental set, but your physical body is also going through a spring cleaning per se. Take in mind that your external environment, you know, also needs that reset. So, you know, redo your obviously I have reset up my station here. We'll see how it goes. I'm not so sold on the idea. It's quite comfortable. I don't know. We're just going with the flow, seeing what happens. But, you know, have that spring cleaning. Get rid of the things. Like if you were in a relationship in the past, get rid of the things. You know, clear your phone of photos or whatever it is, so that you are releasing those energies physically as well. So you're releasing, you know, ties and connections or whatever burdens you're holding on to, like inside. So now it's also time to get rid of the items that are on the outside of you that are carrying the same resonation, so that as within, so without kind of deal. So you're really giving your body and your spiritual and your energetical field a complete cleanse and spring cleaning it. And with doing that, the universe will see that you're taking these steps and doing all these things to, you know, clear all of this stuff away and make room for new things to come in, new experiences, new whatever it is, you know, doesn't matter what it is, you know, whatever it is, whether it's a wish, a dream, you know, a desire, something that you've always wanted or wanted to do, or somebody you wanted to meet, or somebody that you've been wanting to be, you know, you could do that now. Like, and the universe is supporting you because you're actually doing the work and taking, you know, the initiative to actually do those things. It's like tipping the dominoes. You know, you tip the domino and now like the whole thing is like going. You know, it's going, gone. But in this, it's going, and coming. It's, you know, as it goes, it comes back like the current, you know, again, you know, with the flow of the currents, you know, the waves, they come in, they go out, they come in, they go out. So whatever you push out, it makes room for new waters to come in. And it's beautiful, you know, and when the waves come and, you know, onto the surface of the sand, it's replenishing and renewing the sand. So all the sand that was there on the top gets washed away into the ocean, and sometimes it pushes new sand and new rocks up, crystals, whatever, and it takes away, you know, sand that was there or things that were sitting there and just washes it away and brings something new, you know. And so what are you bringing to you? You know, what new things are coming your way, you know? And I feel like, again, I feel like you're having a different perception on how things are going in your life, where you're going, what you're doing, what you're choosing to do, and how you're seeing it affect and reflect back to you as you're doing these things. And it's a lot positively more lighter. Like, it just feels lighter. It's almost like very enlightening too. You know, it could be love. It could be something that you love, you know, it could be a lover, it could be, a child. It could be an experience that you love. It could be your dream job. It could be your passion in life. Mine is painting or art or doing something crafty. It could be something like that, that's coming in, and it's giving you something that you love, but it's because you're giving yourself the love too. When you're giving yourself the love to be able to, do the inner healing, do the external healing, and bring those good things to you. You're attracting, the things that you love. You're pouring love into every bit of every step that you're taking in whatever you're doing. And it's growing like a plant or flower is what I got. So if you plant a flower, and you nurture it and you love it, it's going to grow, and it's going to grow beautiful flowers, and it's going to grow much faster than a plant that you just ignore. Like, a plant that you ignore is going to die really quick, and it's not going to produce like anything. And if it does, it's going to be not that great. So if you're really nurturing whatever it is that you're growing, and you're pouring into the love that is you are the flower that you're growing, and you're blooming, you're blossoming into something so beautiful, so grand, and something that you could be proud of. You're really going to be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you in general. I mean, you found this video, and it's just a self-reflection of yourself saying, hey, look, I'm proud of you, self, and it's beautiful, because we all have these different experiences in life, and they're not all the same, but they all get us to where we're going in life. And so it's like reflecting back on a journey of oneself to love oneself. We all find that path on love, to love, and we love doing it. And it's lovely to see other people doing it. It's lovely to hear about. It's like those miracles in the world, you see and you hear and you experience, Yeah. What else? The Ace of Swords. Okay, so there's something that's changing too. It's almost like you're speaking your truth, and as you're saying what it is, you are also doing and being. You're not just saying. You're saying, speaking, and then becoming, and then being. It's like the full cycle right here. I mean, it's got the figure 8 of a snake. Snakes are change. Swords are your words, your truth, and it's light. It's, this is light, and it's coming. So your words of truth are coming into the light, and it's sparking something within you. It's sparking something within the universe. And it's helping encourage your surroundings in the universe to also encourage you in return. And things are changing. I'm seeing shifts, like rock is moving, and it's moving, and it's moving, and it's shifting, and it's phasing, and it's moving. I don't know, I guess it's hard to explain, but hopefully you got it. But if not, that's okay. And if you did, great. But it's like a phasing of changes. It's like paradigm shifting, I guess that's a good way of putting it. It's like you're walking the tightrope on this very thin line, and you're phasing in between things, but you're doing so fluidly that you're not here nor there, but you just are. And so it's like you could choose which path to take, but you're not like taking either route. You're like making your own path in your own way, and you're obtaining knowledge from both sides of these paradigms. And it's like you're getting double the information very quickly. So it's like you're evolving and growing faster. It's like quantum shifting, but you're parallel shifting, but not quite. You're in between the in between, which is interesting how I'm seeing it. But it's like you're getting information from both sides without truly picking a path or a direction. And it's almost like by making your own path and creating your own way of doing things, you're also setting an example or showing people that they could also do the same thing. They don't have to settle with one thing or another. They can make their own decisions where they want to go. And that's pretty much what you're doing. You're not settling. You know, you're not going to settle. You're definitely not settling for less. You're definitely... This is funny. If you put it like this, see, this could be path conflict here with choices, and this could be a path of conflict with choices, but it, you know, you're going right through the middle there, you know. And so it's like you're choosing your own path. You're cutting your own path in your own way, you know, not into going through the same revolutionary things or the scrambled things of not knowing where you're going kind of deal. And that's what's so interesting. Very, very interesting. Huh? 4 of Wands. Yeah. And by doing this, you see that here's a diamond and here's another diamond, and it's like in the middle. It's like the space in between the spaces. And there's so much enlightenment, and it's growth, and you're able to see and build these things. And it's like these things are also building within you too. So it's like you're getting that stability within walking your own path and choosing where you're going, making your own decisions. And it's like your spirit and your soul is you. It is you. Your higher self is you. It's like the embodiment of yourself, and being your whole full self of like all of what you are truly. It's like you have that ability and the stability within yourself to be able to have that confidence to even do it in the first place, which is quite beautiful. I feel like you've been through a lot of things, and it's all these different things in your life has got you to this point now, to this point where you have the ability to, you know, not be a part of the crowd or apart from the crowd, but just of whatever you choose to be. So it's endearing. It's a really big thing. And you've been working on it for a while. So, but it's not a surprise to you. You saw this was coming, but now it's like, you know, you started on this path with training wheels, and then eventually you were riding a bike with, you know, no training wheels, and then next thing you know, you're riding a bike with no handlebars, or a unicycle, or the one that you are. And so you're really embodying yourself. You know, that battle is done, and you are now being able to be your full self authentically, making your own path with the confidence and the ability to do so. And you feel good. You feel so abundant within yourself. It's like abundance of happiness and that wholeness. So Yeah, whatever you're doing, just keep it up, because everything that you're doing is going to come back to you. And so the more you love yourself and you give to yourself, the more the universe is going to love you and to give to you, because the universe is you. You are the universe. And it's that oneness of all that is, which is you. And so, yeah, enjoy yourself. Enjoy this path. Enjoy this journey. Enjoy this oneness that you are. And I hope you have a wonderful whatever it is to you now. And I will see you next time.